stroke, it will be 10, 10, and 10 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 10, and 20 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10, 10, and 30 seconds.
This is the last of our present series. And in 6 programmes, we couldn't hope to cover the whole time span of wargaming. I mean, let's face it, it runs from prehistoric to intergalactic fantasy. But the American Civil War is hugely popular with wargamers, and the most famous battle of that time is probably Gettysburg, which, in fact, was the turning point. A few years ago, I made a film in which I had to play a wargame, and Peter Gilder built the terrain for Gettysburg for that film. After the production, I bought it and kept it myself. And you'll see it in a moment. I thought at the time it was rather special, and I think you'll agree with me. By spring 1863, the war was not going well for the South. And so Robert E. Lee was ordered to march north into Union territory. When he belatedly found out that the Union were onto him, he was compelled to concentrate around the town of Gettysburg. Coincidentally, a Union cavalry division arrived on the scene where it clashed with another rebel brigade, which had come looking for shoes, of all things. The Rebs won. The Union retreated down here to Cemetery Hill. But Lee didn't follow through. The next morning, General Meade arrived, called up his main forces, and the battle was on. There were desperate skirmishes for Round Top, down here, and Little Round Top, and the Devil's Den. And only the Peach Orchard here fell to the rebels. In spite of huge casualties, Meade's line held. On the third day, Lee failed to take Culp's Hill, up here. His artillery pounded away at Cemetery Ridge, here in the middle. And finally, Colonel Pickett led 15,000 Confederate infantry in a desperate charge at the Union, which Meade had expected and planned for. And they were massacred. The human toll was so great that the South never recovered, and the Confederacy was doomed.
So this is our plan. The Union on the right and the rebel Confederates on the left. Jeb Stuart is leading the only rebel cavalry unit towards Gettysburg, at the top, which is held by the South. The remaining rebel forces are ranged along the road on the left, covering Seminary Ridge and down to Devil's Den. The Union infantry surround Cemetery Hill, supported by cavalry, and stand along Cemetery Ridge on the right, as far down as Round Top.
Right, Paddy. If that's your opening positions, we'll move.
Right. I think the first thing I'm going to do is bring back General Meade off the slope where he's easily seen.
Yeah. Sensible, sensible. Going back to write the historic orders to retreat.
Oh, we keep them up our sleeves in case we need them later, but
Good.
don't anticipate that just at the moment.
These have got a fascination for rocks. A Sherpa tensing. Just going up the top. You're going to make me lose some...
Dr. Paddy Griffith. He's a senior lecturer at the Royal Military College Sandhurst, where he is also running the War Games group. He's one of our historical consultants too. He's Union. We've seen Peter Gilder before, but this time he's given himself a crafty advantage, as he says they're his toys, his terrain, and he wrote the rules.
I see, you're developing a thrust on my right.
I don't quite know what that means, but I'm looking after me guns.
Well, they've got
Yes,
a
I
nice
am.
flank open to me
true.
on that side.
I didn't realise your cavalry was going to be so bold as to stick its head round that corner. Right, I think.
Well, that's the end of the opening moves. So it's the guns now.
The artillery fire first.
Right.
We do have the long stick. We do have the dice. You better do yours, Paddy, first. You're in
Sure.
range of everything.
Well, I think I'll have a go at that cavalry down there.
That's it. You're going to be in medium range, aren't you? It's a large-sized target. It's a large-sized gun, yes. So you need anything but a 1 on the dice will hit me.
You can tell that Peter wrote the rules. He knows them so well.
There we
A
are,
4.
a 4.
You have actually hit me, yes?
Knocked off some of Stuart's.
Yes. So you throw... Are you loaded with shell?
Yes.
You're loaded with shell. I thought you may be, yes.
That'll worry
You
the
throw
horses.
another dice. This time this will give us the casualties. 1, 2 or 3, 1. 1. We need go no further. 1. Removed. Right. My artillery fire. These, of course, are very experienced campaigners. I'll just see Paddy first. That's certainly at medium range, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Once again, if you can hold the end for me, please. That's it. Now then. Right, anything but a 5 or 6.
Oh, you
That's a miss.
overshot completely.
It's almost impossible, isn't it?
Well, Paddy and Peter continued firing down the line, artillery and musketry. Both sides advanced, and the cavalry are now ready for a melee at the bottom of Cemetery Hill. And we rejoin the game as Peter prepares for some sharpshooting.
Right, so I think now, Paddy, it's my fire. I'll start off with the sharpshooters.
Peter's firing rifled muskets.
I'll
The first
fire
section is effective
12
range.
of them.
Second, darker section is long.
Probably effective range some now.
Yes,
1,
this is...
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll fire 8 at effective range on your cavalry. Right?
It's the gauntlet we have to run, okay.
The gauntlet the cross one has to bear.
Even Peter will have to look up the casualties coming from the dice
I'm
throw.
firing 8 effective range. 8 firing a 9. 8 men throwing a 9, kill 1. Right, don't take it off yet. I'm going to fire some more at long range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, I'll fire them all 7. 8 that can. Another 8 at long range.
That will mean half casualties.
Throwing a 9.
It's the same for hardcover.
9 gives us 1. That's 1.5. It's still only 1, isn't it? Yeah, so you've lost 1 cavalry there. The remaining...
Scratch the horse's neck.
Scratched, indeed. The remaining 4 will fire at your head of your column coming down the road. Oh dear. Forget about it. Missed.
By the way, while you're doing your
Sheer panic.
sharpshooters, can I do
Yeah.
mine back? These little fellows in the rocks here.
Thought you'd forgotten those.
No, I've just remembered.
Oh, all right. Yes. You're going to be effective range, aren't you now?
Yes, you've
May I
crept
check
up.
it, please? Do you mind?
Oh, well, if you must.
Thank you. Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, breech loaders, yes. Effective range.
You see how the range stick is longer for the breech loaders.
Still got
They were no more
12,
efficient than the rifled muskets, but took less time to reload.
So that's with with a throw of 8. Gives you 2. I think you must allow me hard cover now, Paddy.
Yes.
In the rock. So that's 1.
Now, the vital melee. Paddy's cavalry stands between Peter
So
and
that's
Cemetery
that.
Hill. If Paddy routs,
now
he'll
we come
take his
to fight
support
melee.
troops with him, leaving
This is
only
the
a small
important
infantry
approach.
troop there, and Peter only 2 moves away.
I did point out, did I not, that I do have shotguns.
Several
Paddy.
times,
Several.
Peter, several
But, well, I'll just make sure you did get that very clear. How many figures have you got fighting? 9, isn't it? You are Ordinary standard cavalry sabre
Yes,
pistol, aren't you?
Sabres coming up, 1 or 2 with pistol.
Right, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've only 7, but I do have shotgun, so I'm adding 4 to my dice. Right?
Right.
This is the crucial one. And that's a 12.
That's a little too good for me.
A little, but I'm
Yes.
adding 4 as well.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, you would.
So that's 16, isn't it? 7 men with a 16. Only kill 3. Only kill
But that's still 30% of Paddy's cavalry.
1. Yours back. You did have 9, didn't you?
I had 9, and so I'll throw the dice.
Throw dice. You don't need a good one.
He's kidding, of course.
Yes. That's not looking good for you, is it? Really?
That's pretty unhealthy, I think.
Really?
Hope
9
for
men
better things with
throwing
them.
a 5. Kill 1. Oh dear. Oh dear. The sheer fright.
Another good rebel. Can I take him off?
Oh, that's Sir. But never mind. Go and take Sir off.
Sir was Jeb Stuart.
Does mean you've lost the melee. Would you
Oh.
like to throw a morale
That's
dice? 1 dice.
Also awkward.
He needs 6
A
points
2.
or more to stand.
Ah, now plus, they are ordinary regulars, aren't they?
Yes.
So that's plus 2 is 4. You've got to beat 6. Make 6 or beat it, which you haven't.
No.
So I'm afraid they turn and run away.
Well, the top of the board has really changed. The Union cavalry has been routed at the base of Cemetery Hill and is being chased off by the rebels, taking 1 Union infantry unit with them. The Union still holds the hill. I wonder if Peter has spotted those troops lying in wait on the other side of the hill. Now, at the bottom of the table, the Union cavalry have advanced to the rocks.
Well, I suppose I'd better get these cavalry out of the way now.
Yes, if you would, Paddy. I think they'll take off your support squadron with them. There's no way they're going to avoid them, is there, straight back?
Yes, I suppose that's a bit of a traffic jam there.
And I
These
shall
will
have...
turn and be
Yeah,
carried
I shall-
away in the rout.
I shall have to put... Perhaps you could help me there, Paddy. Put that cavalry hacking and slashing.
Chasing up the rear.
Oh, yes, firing shotguns, repeating shotguns.
Rubbish, no such thing.
Unfortunately, we'll have to support them, being another squadron, so they will have to come round as well. Looks like
Sure.
the 415 to
Well, I'm going to organise
Washington.
my...
Robert E.
And this is
comes
where I
down.
dismount my cavalry. I'll bring the dismounted troops over.
He'll be using them as sharpshooters to pick off the
Still,
rebels
better
in
come
Devil's
forward
Den.
with all his march generals. View the scene. As his cavalry is gone. I'm hot in pursuit there. I still have Gettysburg. I'm going up the hill there. That's it, that's it, that's it.
And we take the mounted figures away and replace them by dismounted ones, yeah?
It's probably that they will have repeating breech-loading carbines. That was a favourite Union weapon which the South never had.
I'm going to fire at the unit on the hill. I think they would...
Now he's going to try and take Cemetery Hill.
think at 30 degrees there. All right?
Yes.
It's a large target, so I need... I miss with a 5 or a 6. Oh dear.
Missed.
Yes, miss with the first one. Second. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
Throw for effect. 6, that's 2 figures gone. If you'll make a note, because I've still got some musketry. So
I think we'll have another go at these troops.
Here?
Ahead of us, yes.
Yeah.
That's the 9th Mississippi again.
That's a hit.
A hit.
That's a hit. You want another dice? That's a
And
miss.
5. So that's 2 hits out of the 3.
Yes, your effect dice.
And 5.
5 or 6 is 2, and you've hit with 2 guns, so that's another 4 off of the 9th Mississippi. They've already lost 2, so that takes 6, which is 2 stands completely off.
Very
Oh.
right.
Do you want to do your carbines?
Why not?
You better check the range of those the first time you've fired carbines, says he. That's the
They're
carbine.
shorter range, but they've got repeaters.
Yeah, so you're
So they
plussing,
can-
you're firing across to here.
Yes, it's mostly effective.
It's effective range.
About 200 yards is considered to be effective, but they could hit up to 500 yards.
How many you got firing? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Mhm.
12 men firing, and you throw a 7 plus 4 because you've got repeating carbines. So that's 7
11.
plus 4 goes up to 11. 12 men firing with an 11. Kill 2. And it is effective range, isn't it?
And they're in the open.
In the open, so
So-
that's 2 full casualties off.
2 of your sharpshooters
Oh,
bite
dear.
the dust.
Oh dear. I'll put them there for now. I shan't put them back. Shan't. Can I fire mine back in this
Yes.
situation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They will all be at those at effective range with a rifled musket. So it's 12 at effective range, 12 with a 6, kill 1. I shall aim at the ones in the open, of course. Okay?
Peter will go on to hack his way up the line to
They
try
did
to
move
break that
and
unit on
deploy,
Cemetery
so they
Hill.
can't fire. The
And
rest of
Paddy
the other
will do
12
exactly the
fire
same,
bird and sharpshooters.
hoping to halt the Confederate
Cover.
advance. So we'll pick up the game with the morale tests at the end of the move.
I better do my morale check for those. You've plastered those a bit, haven't you?
Have we?
That's a veteran, so it's plussing 3 to the dice. 3 and
Right.
1 is 4. Is my general influence... That's going to halt them, this move. Okie doke. I would like you to test the morale of
Oh,
the
yes, I
lads
was
on the
wondering if you'd
hill, if
forget.
you wouldn't mind. Yes.
They have taken a pounding. They got a 6.
6. Yeah, they'll be all right this move, I think. All right this move.
Well, so far so good.
Much higher than that.
No, so we go straight on.
To the next move.
Is there any compulsory moves to do? No one's running away. Oh, yes, you've still got
I've
that
just got to keep
compulsory to go.
Running here.
They keep... Yes, because you're being pursued.
Yes.
And my cavalry will still keep in contact, pursuing you off. So if you could do that for me.
I think your cavalry would probably think better of it when it comes up to the infantry here.
Well, they'll probably... The ones that are in pursuit will certainly have to go on, because they're still in among yours. But this lot will probably rein in just at the end of those houses, having done their one compulsory support move.
I'll get these greatcoats in position at last this time.
You can, if you wish, take your greatcoats off, Paddy. I've no objection at all. I shall deploy the rest of the company sheltering behind the house. Up so. I think that's basically me.
They've finished moving, but how much longer can Paddy hold Cemetery Hill? Because he's pretty well thinned out there.
Now. We must test for your morale up on the hill.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my word, yes.
Here we
One
go.
dice.
And I've got to keep these chaps standing there, otherwise we're
Oh!
for it.
Oh! Snake eyes with
Oh,
one
my
dice. You can't get better than that. 1. Well, there's no way they're going to stand, is there? Because
They're off.
you're less than 50%,
We are
which is
there.
a -3. You're coming down to -2, and there ain't no such number. So, yes, they turn and run.
Well, Paddy's off.
And with a wild
But what will Peter
rebel
do?
Yell, you don't run him, will you?
He's
No, he's nice.
hopping
I
along.
like him. I
Hopping
like him.
along slowly.
He'll surrender. I'm taking a double move, Paddy, all right?
Yes.
I better measure it, because I know us rebels... Oh, yes. Yes, I can get to the crest.
Now that means he's going to run the famous Stonewall Brigade up to the top of the hill so that they'll cover twice their normal distance. They can't do anything in the next move.
Coming up.
Have they got repeaters?
They've got breech loaders.
Oh, my God.
I'm amazed that Peter hadn't realised he's now taken the hill, but he may wish he hadn't. Paddy really has pulled off quite a flanker.
Crack troops. They've been resting for 2 days after defeating your other corps earlier.
Well, there's not much I can do about it now, is there? Oh, all right. All right. Keep going, you fools. I don't like this very much, but you want to fire those
we would like
onto
to do some
me, don't you?
short-range artillery there.
You miss me with... they're both rifles, aren't they?
Yes.
You can't miss me at short range, so
No,
it's
we
just
don't need
effect.
the dice. Just dice for effect.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
5.
5, but you've got me right in complete enfilade down the edge, haven't you?
Yes.
Firing in the enfilade means firing down the ranks rather than through them.
Message there already.
So they cover the whole line in enfilade, both of them do.
Yes.
So you get a 100% increase in your casualties. So that's 2. 2 guns hitting is 4. The effect of enfilade brings it up to 8.
Can't be bad.
It can't be that good, really, because I've got 1 to carry forward anyway, so that's 9. So with the ones that fell off the hill did so righteously, and the other 3 stands come whooping down, so they are actually dead.
That's a good start.
You might as well do your firing. I can't because I've taken a double move.
Yes.
Right, the other...
And the other group, the
They're ordinary...
Garibaldi Guard,
Yeah.
New York Italians, aren't they?
Yes, 24 of those.
8.
Yep.
24.
It's thrown a 5. That's not so good, but it's still enough, isn't it? 5. Another 2.
Yes.
So I better carry those forward. That's 2 gone out of that.
And then
Is
we've
that-
got some coming up from the side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 threes are 18. Okay.
12.
That's done it.
Keep a
Double 6.
smiling face, Gilder. Keep a smiling. How do you do it? 18 throwing a 12. Kill another 4, would you believe? I have 2 carried forward. That's 6.
That unit is now down to less than half, so Peter will have to check troop morale on the hill, and possibly on his 2 units each side, who will react badly to a rout. They've really been massacred.
I better check the morale of the unit that's just gone on top of the hill.
I'd say you had, Peter.
Where's my dice? This
They've
is the crucial
Taken
one.
a lot of stick this time.
They're below 50%, aren't they?
Yep.
So that's a deduction of 3. And they add 3 because they are veterans, so I'm adding absolutely nothing to the dice, and I need a 6 to stand. Anything below that is a rout. 4. It's a
You're
rout.
off. You're off.
I'll have to test for those because they've broken onto their flank. So that's a deduction of 3. Oh, they rout with them. I shall have to test for this unit. Oh, it's not enough, is it? 3 goes up to 5. I see a routed unit, which is -2, brings me down to 3 again. So they have to retreat. They come back in a big heat, don't they? Oh,
He's
Fred,
been liberated.
yeah, yes,
That's it for Peter. He'll concede. He's got 3 infantry units in rout. He's lost the hill. His cavalry are gallivanting off the board, and Paddy, who
Now,
kept
this is
his
an
Iron
orderly
Brigade under
retreat,
orders
isn't
behind the
it?
hill,
Oh,
which
you go.
did take quite a bit of nerve, because early in the game he could have used them. He now has, that's Paddy, has retaken the hill and inflicted huge casualties.
It's amazing how that changed around.
I think that I would
I'm going back to
change
Dixie.
the history books, and I would have General Meade
Pursue.
making a counterattack. Yes.
Yeah,
at
you
this
would,
point.
wouldn't you? Yes. It comes out on a war games table, the true nature of a manual.
That was a near thing, but it was a well-fought game. And it was interesting because Peter and Paddy had never played each other before. Up to now, we've seen war gamers who face each other across the table regularly, and over the years, they get a pretty good idea of the tactical thinking they're up against. But neither Paddy nor Peter had that help, and so they had to rely on their considerable knowledge of both history and wargaming. And that is what it's all about. They're given a set of rules and the toys, and anyone can start to wargame. But to get the most out of it, you've got to love the history and want to know more. We've only given you a keyhole view of what is becoming the fastest growing hobby in the world. It's not expensive, and it's very rewarding, and it's great fun. So you try. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.